Our grand adventure to Everest Base Camp starts right here in Kathmandu. What a city! It is a whirlwind of sights, sounds and smells. Ancient temples stand proudly next to bustling market stalls. Colorful prayer flags flutter everywhere, sending good wishes on the breeze. The air itself seems to buzz with energy, a mixture of ancient traditions and the excited chatter of trekkers from all over the world. Everyone seems to be heading for the mountains, dreaming of those giant Himalayan peaks. It's a marvelous place to begin such an epic journey. The anticipation is simply electric. This city is the gateway, and our path to Everest starts now. Before we even think about setting foot on a mountain trail, there is much to do in Kathmandu. The district of Tamil is a hive of activity. It's packed with shops selling or renting every piece of trekking gear imaginable. Brightly colored down jackets, sturdy boots, warm sleeping bags and walking poles are all on display. We spend time checking our equipment, making sure we have everything we need. This is also where we usually meet our trusty guide and the rest of our trekking group. Maps are spread across tables in cozy cafes. The route ahead eagerly discussed over endless cups of sweet, milky Nepali tea. A final hearty city meal is a must before the simpler fare of the mountains. Why Everest, you might wonder? Well, it's more than just the world's highest mountain. Sagarmatha, as the Nepalis call it, or Chomolungma to the Tibetans, means goddess mother of the world. There's a certain magic to that name, a powerful allure that draws people in. For many, it's the ultimate challenge, a true test of endurance. For others, it's almost like a pilgrimage, a journey to a sacred place. The legendary tales of Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay Sherpa echo in these valleys. We all carry that dream, to stand in Everest Base Camp, to gaze up at that colossal ice-covered giant. It's a rather potent ambition. The transition from the vibrant chaos of Kathmandu to the serene quiet of the mountain path is quite something. It usually involves a very early morning. The alarm clock rings before dawn. We say goodbye to the city's noise and friendly faces, perhaps a little bleary-eyed. A short drive takes us to the domestic terminal of Kathmandu's airport. There's a unique mix of nerves and pure excitement in the air. Soon, we'll be leaving the urban sprawl far behind. We are heading for the Khumbu region, the homeland of the Sherpas, and the gateway to the high Himalayas. A completely different world awaits, and the real adventure is just about to begin. The first leg of our journey into the mountains is an adventure in itself, the flight to Lukla. We board a small twin-otter plane. These little aircraft are the workhorses of the Himalayas. The flight is short, only about 30 minutes, but oh, what a flight. We weave through valleys with giant green hills and then snow-capped peaks appearing all around us. Then comes the landing at Tenzing Hillary Airport in Lukla. It has an incredibly short sloped runway perched on the side of a mountain. Many call it one of the most thrilling airports in the world. Landing safely feels like our first mountain conquest. Lukla town is small, a bustling entry point where porters gather, ready to help carry loads. From Lukla, at an altitude of 2,860 meters, our trek truly begins. The first day's walk is usually quite gentle, mostly downhill. This allows us to stretch our legs and get used to the rhythm of the trail. We make our way towards the village of Phakding. The path winds through lovely forests, past small Sherpa villages and neatly terraced fields. We hear the constant tinkle of cowbells from passing Dzopkyos, a hardy yak cow cross, carrying supplies up the valley. The Dudkoshi River, meaning Milk River, because of its glacial white water, rushes below us. We spend our first night in a tea house in Phakding, enjoying the crisp mountain air and the incredible silence, broken only by the river's song. The next day we trek from Phakding to the famous Namche Bazaar, which sits at 3,440 meters. This is a more challenging day, with a significant amount of uphill walking. One of the highlights is crossing several impressive suspension bridges. These long steel structures are strung high above the Dudkoshi River, adorned with colorful prayer flags that flutter in the wind. They sway gently as we walk across, which can be quite an experience, especially if a train of laden yaks decides to cross at the same time. We officially enter Sagarmatha National Park today, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Our permits are checked, and we continue upwards through beautiful pine and rhododendron forests. As we near Namche Bazaar, the trail becomes noticeably steeper. This final climb is a bit of a huff and a puff, but everyone takes it bistari bistari, slowly, slowly, as the Nepali saying goes. It's the best way to acclimatize. And then suddenly, Namche Bazaar appears before us. It's a remarkable sight, a large amphitheater-shaped village nestled into the mountainside. This is the historic capital of the Sherpa people and the main trading hub of the Khumbu region. It's a bustling place, filled with trekkers, climbers, locals, shops selling everything from souvenirs to trekking gear, cozy cafes, and even a few bakeries. What a welcome sight after a long day on the trail. After the climb to Namche Bazaar, we take a crucial acclimatization day. This is day 4 of our trek. Acclimatization is incredibly important for helping our bodies adjust to the lower oxygen levels at higher altitudes. It's not a complete rest day though. The best advice is to hike high, sleep low. So we usually take a day hike up to a higher viewpoint. A popular option is the walk up to the Everest View Hotel, perched at around 3,880 meters. If the weather gods are kind to us, this is where we might get our very first breathtaking glimpse of Mount Everest itself, along with Lhotse, Nuptse and the beautiful Ama Dablam. It's a truly awe-inspiring panorama. We also use the day to explore Namche, visit the Sherpa Museum, and learn more about the local culture. On day 5, we leave the relative comforts of Namche Bazaar and trek onwards to Tengboche, situated at an altitude of 3,860 meters. The trail today is often described as one of the most scenic in the Khumbu. For the first part, it contours high above the Dudkoshi River, offering magnificent views of Everest, Lhotse, and the distinctive, elegant peak of Ama Dablam. It feels like these giant mountains are watching over us. The path then descends to the river at Funkithanga, where we might stop for lunch. After lunch, it's a steady, steep climb for a couple of hours, mostly through beautiful rhododendron and pine forests. If you're trekking in spring, these forests are ablaze with pink and red rhododendron flowers, a truly spectacular sight. Our destination, Tengboche, is home to the largest and most important Tibetan Buddhist monastery in the Khumbu region. Tengboche Monastery is a very spiritual and peaceful place. We usually have time to visit the monastery, and if we're lucky, we might witness the monks performing their daily prayers and rituals, their deep chanting filling the air. The setting of the monastery is simply stunning, with a panoramic backdrop of the Himalayan giants, including Everest, Lhotse, and a particularly close and commanding view of Ama Dablam. It's a photographer's dream. We stay overnight in a tea house in Tengboche, feeling the serenity of this sacred place. The following day, day 6, sees us trekking from Tengboche to Dingboche, which lies at 4,410 meters. As we gain altitude, the landscape begins to change noticeably. The dense forests give way to more open alpine scrub and meadows. Trees become scarcer, smaller, and more gnarled. We cross the Imjakola River via another sturdy bridge, and then walk through the village of Pangboche, which boasts the oldest monastery in the Khumbu. The trail continues to climb gradually, with more incredible views all around. Dingboche is a fairly large village, nestled in a wide, windswept valley. It's known for the stone walls that locals have built around their fields to protect crops like barley and potatoes from the cold winds and grazing animals. Day 7 is another vital acclimatization day, this time in Dingboche. At over 4,400 meters, it's essential to allow our bodies more time to adjust to the thin air. Again, active acclimatization is key. Many trekkers choose to hike up Nangkatshang Peak, which rises above Dingboche. The climb is quite strenuous, but the rewards are immense. Panoramic views of several giant peaks, including Makalu, the world's 5th highest mountain, Lhotse, Cho Oyu, Island Peak, and of course the ever-present Ama Dablam, which looks particularly majestic from this vantage point. Alternatively, a gentler walk up the Chukung Valley also offers fantastic scenery. Remember to drink plenty of water, listen to your body, and avoid pushing yourself too hard. There's no rush in the mountains. The next couple of days take us into truly high-altitude territory. On day 8, We trek from Dingbosch to Lobouche at 4,940 meters. The trail climbs steadily, traversing a wide, open and sometimes barren landscape. We walk across a high alpine plateau, with the air feeling noticeably thinner and colder. A particularly poignant part of today's walk is crossing the Thukla Pass, sometimes called Dugla Pass. At the top of the pass is a memorial area, with numerous stone cairns and prayer flags dedicated to Sherpas and climbers who have lost their lives on Everest and other Himalayan peaks. It's a very moving and sobering place. The mighty Khumbu Glacier begins to loom large beside us. Lobouche itself is a small collection of basic lodges, a functional stopping point before the final push. On day 9, we make the relatively short but challenging trek from Lobouche to Gorak Shep at 5,164 meters. Gorak Shep is the last tiny settlement before Everest Base Camp, essentially a collection of a few tea houses on a frozen lakebed. The trail here is rougher, often traversing glacial moraine, the rocks and debris left behind by the glacier. The landscape is stark but incredibly dramatic, surrounded by towering snow-covered peaks. This is it, the final staging post. From Gorak Shep, later that day or early the next morning, day 10, we make the much-anticipated trek to Everest Base Camp itself, at 5,364 meters. It's a walk of a couple of hours along and across the Khumbu Glacier. Reaching base camp, seeing the colorful tents of climbing expeditions during peak season, and the infamous Khumbu Icefall is an incredible feeling. While you can't see the very summit of Everest from base camp, the sense of being there, at the foot of the world's highest mountain, is profound. For the iconic postcard views of Everest's summit, we then tackle the ascent of Kalapatwa at 5,550 meters or 5,644 meters depending on the map. This small peak offers what many consider the best viewpoint for Mount Everest, Lhotse and Nuptse, especially magnificent at sunrise or sunset. It's a tough climb, but worth every ounce of effort. After these incredible achievements, the journey back begins, usually taking about 3 days to descend from Gorak Shep via Feriche and Namche Bazar back to Lukla for the flight to Kathmandu. The descent is quicker, but the memories forged will last a lifetime. This trek is a serious undertaking, so remember to pack warm layers, good waterproofs, sturdy boots, and a quality sleeping bag. Acclimatize properly, consider hiring a local guide and porter for support and cultural insight, and always respect the local environment and Sherpa culture. It's an adventure that will test you, but the rewards are immeasurable.